what will the 49ers do with Jimmy Garoppolo? What does his future hold? Is he going to be the starter week 1? Is he going to get beat out in preseason? Is he going to get traded, cut? What injured? Is he going to be the MVP? What do you think? Best guess looking in the crystal ball here.
Can I give 2 answers to this question?
Please. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to give what I think they should do, and I'm going to give what I think they will do.
I like that.
What I think they will do is I think they'll just end up starting him week 1. I don't think they want to take any risks, especially because this is the last hurrah for this roster. The group of players, this core group, this defensive group that's Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, obviously, who are going to be the guys of the future. But when you throw in like the DJ Jones, the Tarps, the K'Wan Williams, guys who have been some of your best players on that defense, this is the last hurrah for them. On the offensive side, it's kind of the last hurrah of having the depth pieces like the Dwellies, the Jeff Wilsons, the Mosterts. This is the last hurrah with him. This is the last hurrah with Laken Tomlinson to me. There's a lot of guys to me that are on their way out. This roster with this 22 guys starting this core 30 players that play, to me, this is the last hurrah with this roster. So I don't think they'll risk anything, and I think they'll start the season with Garoppolo. What I think they should do is what I tweeted after they drafted Trey Lance. To me, Trey Lance should start week 1. And I understand how sitting benefits a quarterback and all of that, but sitting for this particular quarterback, all he's done is sit. He didn't play last year either. For him, what he needs is game experience. To me, it's just a question about his readiness. To me, Garoppolo doesn't matter. If he's ready, he should play. If he's ready first week 1 of preseason to start week 1 of preseason, forget Garoppolo. You traded all this. He's the future. He's the guy. He's the franchise. He's all that matters. If he's ready then, and Kyle Shanahan said, I will know when that ready is. I can't describe to you what the feeling is, but I'll know it. If he knows it then, he should start then. And so the other thing I tweeted after the draft, right? I tweeted this, and the other thing I tweeted immediately is that I saw a lot of the Alex Fitzpatrick Mahomes is the most comparable situation to me is Sam Bradford, Carson Wentz. I think Lance and Carson Wentz's prospects, you could make comparisons, kind of different mechanics. Like Wentz has this release where he brings his elbow all the way down and he stands with his feet too far apart when he throws. And he's also a guy who's more natural throwing outside the pocket than in the pocket. He's also a guy who got injured in college. So like Lance's reason for the attempts was because the year was gone. Wentz's experience was because he got injured in college. He had only about 680 throws in college. And I think Lance would have been around 500 to 600 if he had played last year. So they were kind of like the same from that standpoint. When you look at all of that, to me, that's the comparison. And then Garoppolo and Bradford, you look at the similarities with the injuries, the similarities with they're not the most athletic quarterbacks, but they're pure pocket passers that are starting caliber quarterbacks in the NFL, but nothing that's going to blow you away, kind of firmly entrenched in the tier 3. That's where Sam Bradford was at that point, especially because he had injuries in his career. To me, that's a right on comparison. Now, I don't know if they can get a 1 and a 4 for Garoppolo the way the Eagles got for Sam Bradford, but to me,
team gets desperate.
Right. To me, that's the comparison and what I think they should do. And obviously it depends on Lance's readiness, but I think I'm betting on the fact that Lance will be ready. And he didn't seem like a guy that was worried when he was ready. The one presser he did in OTAs was like, yeah, I'm getting the playbook. Yeah, I think I can be ready. So that was his attitude. And so because of that, I 100%, to me, it's just, I think they should trade Garoppolo in the preseason and roll with this guy. Because again, Garoppolo doesn't matter. If he mattered, you're not trading that much a month before the draft. It's all about Lance. If he's ready, he has to play.
I think I'm going to answer this more simply than you. I think they're going to do what you would do. I think you're maybe being a little too cynical. I don't know. Maybe that's not the word. Maybe that's not the word I meant. But
pessimistic.
Yeah, I think they're going to take your advice. I think what you're saying is right. You're smart, and I think they can figure this out. I feel like we're trying to get Lance to win this job the right way. Like on the Jets, they just gave it to Zach Wilson. I don't know if I would do that. I mean, that's a lot of pressure for a kid. They're not doing that on the Niners. They're saying, don't compete, just learn it. Okay, he did it. Okay. Now you can compete. Now you've earned the right to compete in camp. Well, it seems like if they let him compete, they want him to win. And what he's going to have to do is win over his team. It's like you said, these guys, it's their last hurrah. They're not going to be interested in the growing pains of a rookie. But if he's ready, then they'll be interested. So he has to go out and prove it and win over his teammates. And if he does, and I think he will, Vish, especially in preseason when fans get to watch, he can win over the whole fan base. Then I think what they'll say is, look, Jimmy, we love you, but you saw where the writing was going. You saw where this was going. We took this guy. He looks ready. No offense. We're going to cut you out of respect so you can choose where you want to go. Like what they said with Navarro Bowman, out of respect for Navarro Bowman, we're just going to let him choose. I think that's what's going to happen. Like,
yeah. I hope that does happen. And to be fair, and that's where the Carson Wentz situation comes even more, because Carson Wentz won that job the right way in Philadelphia. And if you remember Carson Wentz, he wasn't like he killed it the first 3 games as a rookie, and they played some poor competition, but he also looked the part. And that's why I remember a lot of people liked Carson Wentz more than Dak, who had one of the best rookie seasons from a quarterback we've ever seen. But Carson Wentz had rookie mistakes and stuff. Right? Yes. He did look
Trey Lance is going to look the part. Yo.
Yes. But Carson Wentz didn't stand out like that in his rookie season, right? Dak Prescott in his rookie preseason. Dak Prescott had one of the best preseasons I've ever seen from a rookie quarterback.
Did Dak Prescott throw an incomplete pass in the preseason? He was like perfect. He was freaking perfect. Yeah.
But Carson Wentz to me was like not like that. So I was shocked when they traded Sam Bradford. And it turned out to be the total right move because he wowed them in practice and everything. You know, there was the reports of like Carson Wentz doesn't even have dinner with his girlfriend because he's got the playbook hidden under his lap and he's studying it while he's eating dinner and all of that. There was
I don't
stuff
follow
like
the Philly news cycle like that. Wow.
I remember this was when they traded. If I see something that even shocks me on the slightest.
I think they're trying to mirror the Carson Wentz thing. I mean, Sam Bradford is, like you said, he's Jimmy. Carson Wentz is Trey Lance. And you just hold on to Jimmy for 2 reasons. One, you let Trey win it the right way, if there is a right way. Let him win it instead of being handed it. And then, Hail Mary. Jimmy could get someone can get hurt. You can trade Jimmy. Someone can get hurt. Hail Mary.
Yeah, and I have a question for you because this was something we talked about ad nauseum because we talked about every other week, during the season. We talk about the game, everything, and then we talk about what are they going to do with Jimmy Garoppolo? What's the future? I would say Matthew Stafford, and then we would talk about Jimmy Garoppolo, and we would always ask the question, what's the market for Jimmy Garoppolo? Who wants to trade for Jimmy Garoppolo, right? We asked those questions, and I wonder if there was even a market to trade for Jimmy Garoppolo this offseason. And I wonder if part of the reason they're keeping him right now is because they want to trade him, and they didn't get the right kind of market to trade for him, and they're hoping at some point before the season that market is there. I'm asking that question. I don't know.
If they turn down a first-round pick from New England for Jimmy in 2020, then it's hard to cut him a year later. I mean, no one else knows that you turned him down, but you know you did that. Jed York knows. If that's the rumor, if that's what they did, then I get under wanting to just hold out and maybe if he was worth the first last year, can't we get something for him? I think that's probably what it is. But if he loses a competition to a kid, I mean, it's not going to help his trade value.
And then the third route, right? The third route would be the restructure.
Right.
Can you ask him to lower his cap hit? Because the bottom line is, technically the Niners could go into next season, no problem with Trey Lance starting and Garoppolo as a highly paid backup. But who wants to pay a backup quarterback $25 million? I guarantee you no team, no owner in the NFL will just say, okay, we'll do it. I mean, we have the money, so let's just pay the backup $25 million. So the Niners could be
like, look, you're not the quarterback anymore. You lost the competition. We could cut you. We could cut you right now. Or we could drop the salary down to about what you would get on the free agent market anyway, and you could say, what do you want to do?
Right. And then all of a sudden, okay, yeah, him being a $10 million backup, sure. Why not? Sure. Who cares? Him being a $25 million backup, I promise, even if the money all makes sense financially, no team wants to give him $25 million to be their backup quarterback.
Especially in 2021 when the cap just went down. Especially. Again, if you don't believe it, 19 teams have quarterbacks with a cap hit below $12 million right now. You got to be special to be in the $20 million range. Even Stafford isn't getting that. So,
and if you're Jimmy, why would you do that, right? That's what it is, right? Why would Jimmy take that pay cut? Why?
Yeah, I mean, maybe from his perspective, if I'm going to take a pay cut, I'd rather just leave. I mean, how much does he want to still be here when he's been scapegoated and replaced?